Okay, let's get started with number five. Retention systems. Retention systems are basically how do you retain customers. We all know it costs more money to gain new customers than to keep our current clientele customers. So we want to make sure we keep in contact with them, keep them happy, and we have to have tools to do that. So let's take a look. We have retention systems, we call them, and of course they're part of the website blog hub that I've talked about. And if you go down and look, here's a few systems that I think pretty highly of in terms of customer relationship management tools. CRM, you'll see the acronym quite often. Basically, these are tools that keep a database of all of the information of all of your clients, and that database is interactive. You can query the database for specific information. You can use it to send information out to one or more individuals. You can group together specific groups if you choose to. All depends on what your application software is. This is one that we use quite often. It's called Insightly, as you can see. And we use this. It's a free Google app. So we use it for certain jobs and things that we do. It's perhaps not as robust as Market Fronts. If you're in commercial real estate, it's not nearly as robust. In fact, if you have a larger enterprise and you've got somebody that's very, very detail-oriented, it doesn't get any better than this. But people ask me very often, what's the best CRM to use? And the simple answer to that is it's the one that you're going to use. So it's absolutely a key element of your internet and your business strategy. And so research to a certain extent CRMs, content management systems, and find one that you like, find one that you're going to use, and use it. Now we get to analytics systems, which is one of my favorite areas. Google Analytics is what I usually use. You can load that on your website, of course. Google Analytics can provide you with an incredible amount of information about who's coming to your site, where are they going when they're there, how long do they stay there, where did they go to. There's just an enormous amount of information that you can derive from this tool. This is the interface that you usually see. Now it expands from here, and if you choose to really dig down deep and you want to get very analytic, you can put this information into a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet for example, and you can really put together some good analytical information. Google Analytics or other analytic programs should be specifically associated with your email marketing campaigns. It should be part of anything that you do online. And the more that you can pull this information together and see exactly what's working for you, and then discover what the associated costs are for each incremental tool and solution that you're using, so you can know if you're converting business from that tool. If you're not, there's no reason to continue to use it, or you need to use it in a different way. If you are converting business, is that business bringing you in more money than it's costing you to put together the systems? So most definitely things are changing on the social media side too. So now we have analytic systems for how we conduct our social media and our social networking. So this particular website, thinkupapp.com, is a very good tool for providing you analytic information about all of your social media and social networking activity. You'll need to know, since you'll have information passing back and forth from your blog, your website, onto your business pages at LinkedIn, perhaps Facebook, and so on. You're going to want to know where that business is coming from, who's going where, how long are they staying, what's working for you. A few more online tools that we'd like to discuss. I think clearly, as you see here, the iPhone and the iPad, or smartphones and tablets are becoming ubiquitous in the technology world. They're fascinating instruments. They do so much. Very convenient to take with you. We're going to see more and more of them, of course, in the marketplace. So, how do you make your business work, and how do you display it on these particular devices? Well, usually a website will not come through, especially the iPhone, the OS 5 platform, if you have Flash presentation, because they don't support that right now. There's different forms of film and Flash type things that are coming down the line, but it probably comes down to, does your business need an app for Android and the iPhone systems? And of course BlackBerry now has an app availability. Or do you just need a mobile website? And do you need a mobile website at all? Can your website that you have, your current website, suffice to be able to be viewed on these devices, and so people can actually use them? In most cases, the answer to that is no. However, if you put into your code within your website a technique called progressive enhancement, you can actually create an aspect ratio where when somebody logs into your website, it will actually detect what the device is, and the ratio aspect will change depending upon whatever the device is to make it more readable and usable. However, mobile websites tend to work much better. They are you probably don't want more than 7 pages. You only want to communicate the bare essentials. You want it to be clear and clean. You have limited space here, so there's just no reason to overwhelm people. If you do, they won't use it. So I think it's always worth looking at the mobile websites. They're usually fairly inexpensive, and this is definitely going to be part of the future. A lot of us have run into these symbols, these little barcode looking things. The one on the left, quick response code, QR code, is actually can be many things, but the way that you access the information from this is you load an app onto your smartphone device, and that app is a QR code reader, and you hold your phone up as if you're going to take a picture, and it will scan the QR code, and then it'll take you to whatever that QR code has within the coding of the symbol. For example, this code here, if you put your smartphone up to this, it will take you to my website. But you can also send it to SMS messages, text messages, multimedia messages. There's really, you can send it to a V card, which is basically your information in Outlook or your contact management information. You can put business cards on there, a variety of different applications. And so they are becoming more ubiquitous, where they're also, you're probably going to see on the right Microsoft tags periodically. And they work the same way. You get an app, you put it on your phone, and you scan it, and you're off and running. And of course, the artwork to these are getting more and more fascinating all the time. People are actually branding their QR codes in some respects. I even attended an art show where artists were creating very interesting and complex QR codes. So, one more thing on mobile marketing, mobile media. You're going to see more and more text messaging that's in the form of marketing hit your mobile phone. In many cases, you're not going to be very happy about it. In some cases, you'll like what you're getting. It depends on if the content is something you're interested in, of course. And you want to be very careful, because some of the text messages you get, if you don't click on them and type in stop, you'll actually get extra charges on your phone bill. and you'll have to check your phone bill periodically, because they can actually, for example, send you a message that they're going to offer ringtones for AT&T on your bill. If you don't go into that text message and type in stop or whatever it is that they need for you to type in, you're going to be billed extra on your phone bill. The other mechanism that's used for smartphones that's really much more interesting to me is multimedia text messages, multimedia messages. They come in just like a text message, but they can be video, they can be a variety of different things. It can be coupons. For example, a restaurant on a day when they expect that business is going to slow down a little bit might send out an MMS message, a multimedia message to people in their database, and they can even create this message to where it falls within certain parameters within their geocoding. So it could be within a 3 square mile area of the restaurant or something like that. So that could be something that would be interesting and something that you'd want to receive. I have a hunch that it's going to be used quite frequently in the very near future. So that's going to conclude this portion of the talk. Let me finish with one more thing. Google Wallet. You've probably seen this. If not, Google's come out with a mechanism right now. You're going to see it for the Android phone, where you just scan your phone when you make a purchase, like if you go to Starbucks and so forth, and it charges to either your credit card or whatever service that you set up. And it's going to be very convenient. I like what I see so far, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this. So we're going to conclude this session, and please stay tuned for the next. Thanks very much.